MonoRants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and never once using her night vision goggles despite the dark dangerous situation is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Oh, why would I do that? It makes perfect sense.
Many
things in this make no sense!
They are kind of Chekhov's night vision goggles, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, today we're talking our first sequel.
Yeah.
In AVP Requiem.
And they're not technically... Well, they've been removed from the Alien canon now because of the car crash that was fucking Prometheus.
I would rather have these as canon.
Yeah.
Especially
with Prey.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could still fit Prey in there. There's nothing in the subsequent Predator films that contradicts the AVP films. They don't reference them. They only reference the first and the second Predator films ever. Yeah. But there's nothing in it that really contradicts it, whereas obviously Prometheus and Covenant do directly contradict stuff that happens in these AVP films.
Storyline, yeah.
But, yeah, fuck those films.
Yeah.
Like, I still AVP... I mean, I prefer AVP over this one, but I prefer them both over those other two.
Yeah, well, I think
Covenant had some good gore.
This was supposed to be a trilogy.
That was the plan, yeah.
That was the plan. So this is kind of the Two Towers. It's a little bit slow. There's bits in it where you're like, what's going on? It does suffer a little bit from that.
Yeah, I think where they wanted to go with the trilogy, the third film would have been definitely more fun.
Well, the third film was supposed to be like back on the home planet or like 150 years into the
future. Yeah, it was going to be more future, more spacey.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool to kind of have it. You had your ancient-y pyramid-y stuff in the first film, your modern-day stuff in the second film, and your future stuff in the third film.
Yeah.
That never materialised because this did not well.
No.
I mean, it didn't do terribly. It still made like 130 million or something like that worldwide on a 40 million budget. So by no means a complete flop. But then it all depends on how much they spend on marketing because they never include that when they talk about the budget.
No. They just turn it like it's just kind of like overall gross recoup, not...
But, I mean, it's definitely fun.
It is.
It has its issues.
In terms of it being like... I know it was like an R rating or at least a 15s here.
Yeah.
It's not as gory as some of the others are. Like, there are some things that there's one whole bit in it where I just... I can't watch it.
I'd imagine there's plenty of other people with you on that bit.
Yeah. However, kid getting a face hugger, hilarious.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
That's one of my favourite things about this film.
Was like everybody kind of gets it?
Everybody gets it. Like, they don't shy away from killing everybody. But in terms of the gore, you're kind of right. They don't. Yeah, there's still plenty in it, like, but they tend to show you the aftermath rather than showing you it happening.
Yeah, and
that's where the gore
they
is.
had made the conscious decision because I think AVP was a 12s or a
PG-13.
Yeah, so and a lot of people didn't like that, so they made the conscious decision to make this more adult, more like, and have the higher rating, and it just doesn't translate. There's a lot of missed opportunities.
It's a lot of like blood splatter and cutaways and then showing you the aftermath or like you have all the bodies in the morgue and you have the guy hanging from the tree, but even then it's not... The little kid who gets the face hugger, when time comes for the chest burster, it's a real close-up shot of just his t-shirt with the material coming out, so you don't actually see a whole person with the chest burster.
With the dad you get it, like, but it's like everybody remembers that whole sequence in Alien and the horror of it. And you don't even get that drawn out. Like, it's very much crunch, crunch, splat.
There are some really nice bits as well, like the arm getting melted off, him getting his arm melted off before
also when Dale the douche, is it Dale?
Yeah,
and
he gets his face melted off.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's also very satisfying because
Jesse getting pinned to the wall.
Ooh,
like
nice.
There are some nice bits, but there's also a lot of they cut away and they show you. Well, no, they cut away and they show you the aftermath, and it's not the deaths where you're getting the gore. It's the aftermath, like you're seeing the burst open pregnant ladies' bellies and stuff like that,
or the swarming before that.
But I know it's still gory.
Although you do get two nice fucking perennial jaw through a head shots, and I always enjoy those.
I like that one of them's through a hard hat.
Yeah. Oh, poor Ty Olsen.
Didn't protect you much there, did it, buddy?
Benny.
And that is another thing that we should probably mention before we get into this.
Oh, like literally all of this cast were Supernatural and Stargate?
Yeah, we started watching it. It was like the ones that we could obviously recognise. There's Tom McBeat, there's Rainbow Sun Franks, there's Ty Olsson.
Well, Tom McBeat's not even in the cut. He got cut out.
Well, yeah, no, but as in, we know them when we see them on screen immediately as who they are. We know them by name. And then it was other people who was like the Hunter guy. I was like, I recognise him. He was in 2 episodes of Stargate and 2 episodes of Supernatural. And then as we started
doctor who gets head chomped, so he's in like a load of it, and literally all of them were in it somewhere.
There was 3 tiers. There was the ones we recognised immediately from both shows just by seeing them and knowing their names. There was the tier who were like, hey, that guy looks familiar. Look them up on IMDb, and they were also in Stargate and Supernatural. And then it got to the point where you were like, I'm just going to go through every single character actor in this listing
and see. Because
there was like fucking 30 people on this that were in either Stargate, Supernatural, or both.
Because one of the bullies he's Uriel in the past when they go back to kill the Winchesters.
And one of the other bullies is one of the Campbell brothers.
Yeah, and he's
also in Stargate. Oh, yeah, it's literally like half of the cast. It's a Canadian production.
Leighton Redeem is a truck driver.
Yeah, just everybody, with the exception of maybe the main cast and even some of the main cast.
Yeah, we're all in stuff too.
But that's enough about Stargate and Supernatural.
Yeah.
Shall we go for a summary?
Yeah.
Following directly on from the ancient alien Antarctic safari that was AVP, a Xenomorph Predator combo with a stupid name takes out everyone on the Predator spaceship and causes it to quietly crash in Gunnison, Colorado. Once free of the crash site, the hybrid starts picking off townspeople to make itself a Xenomorph army. Meanwhile, a Predator who specialises in cleanup is sent to Earth to stop the Predalien and her horde. Can a bunch of people I don't really care about but had to watch for 45 minutes survive another 45, or will they get churned up in the battle between 2 apex hunters? Hopefully.
Yeah, big cast. Don't really care about any of them.
No, I really don't.
They're all developed to the point where you go, no, I'm done with you now. Go away.
They're developed and they're kind of not developed at all.
There's too many of them to focus on.
There's definitely too many of them. And I was just thinking kind of before we sat down to record, Legion, which we did a while back, that had quite a few characters. Not as many as this. That had quite a few characters, but that managed to develop them all to the point where I actually kind of cared about them.
Yeah.
This, I really don't. Like, the 2 brothers, one of them ex-con, one of them
17,
going down the wrong path and has a girl he's trying to get with, but also bullies. And then pregnant lady and her husband, and then the sheriff. Deputy.
The sheriff who has, I don't know what the hell that sheriff's doing.
That sheriff's having a bad day, but not dealing with it at all.
No, that sheriff needs about 4 pints of ice cream, a hot bath, and a good cry.
And then you've got the love interest of the younger brother,
Jesse.
Yeah, the 3 bullies who stick around for a long time.
Yeah, but I'm not too mad at the 3 bullies because it's very satisfying.
The random girl, Darcy. The 2 lads who show up halfway through in the store.
Yeah.
And then get killed pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
The army girl.
Guys. Yeah, army girl and her daughter and the husband. And he gets eaten pretty much straight away.
Well, when she goes down, but he still gets introduced, and there's a whole thing with her and the kid and the kid. And it's just too much going on. They
could have done with trimming out some of it.
Oh, they could have done with trimming out, I'd say, a lot of it.
And just focusing on either the kid and the brother. Maybe say the kid and the brother, and then the army lady, because she's kind of pivotal, and have them meet up instead of this weird clusterfuck and random changing of locations that goes on.
Yeah, or like.
And they seem to be moving around the place really easily.
Combine a few of the characters. Have the younger brother have the younger brother already be with the girl and not have any of the bullies in it. Like, because do we need the bullies? Can they not just be a couple who are getting attacked? Yeah, it's satisfying though. It's satisfying to see the bullies get killed. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but there's plenty of opportunities to kill assholes in this film anyway. Yeah. This film also needs more alien carnage. You don't see it, which is really annoying because I don't know about you, but when I watch Aliens, I like to see like them decimating things, just ripping through a town. You get to hear it, but you don't get to see it, and you don't even really get to see the aftermath. And the same when the National Guard comes in. Yeah, you get a bit of it, which is very reminiscent of the good old raptors in the long grass scene. I love anybody getting taken out by the ankles and dragged under anything. Yeah, I when the National Guard arrive and get taken out. I thought we were going to get a big old battle-y sequence. Yeah, I like how that's done. I think they could have just maybe made a bit more of it because it's like they show up and the sheriff gets on the radio to them and is like, watch out, and then they immediately all get taken out, so there's no kind of tension built around it. Whereas if like they had all arrived and like say sent off like, right, you guys go off and try and find some locals, and they send off one squad and that squad we see that squad get taken out, and there's a bit of it like, you know, just 10 or 15 minutes of before they all build up to that battle.
Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, the National Guard. Oh, they're got the National Guard. It's like the American. It's like the American in Juan of the Dead, who you think is running in to save the day, and then he dies.
Oh, he's South African.
Oh, the South African.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
Yeah. But they don't make a gag out of it. Like, it's. Yeah.
There's no. Do you know what it is? There's no big kind of like when you look at the first one, you have them getting to the tunnel, and then you have a big action sequence when the predators arrive. And then, and the tunnel and everything starts to move. And then it kind of, you get them all waking up and trying to work out what's going on in the chest bursters.
Yeah.
And then that ramps up to another big action sequence where they're running through as the pyramid's moving.
Yeah.
And that's a big high adrenaline sequence. And then it all kind of calms down again. There's no, the peaks and valleys of this. There's not enough extremes. There's not enough. They're never either in a situation where it's like high peril. Well, they are, but it's not. When they come back down, they're like, oh, great.
It's not. Well, it's not even. There is no peaks and valleys really.
Yeah, there's like.
I feel like
nothing gets enough time to build up. Like you could have had a big one there with, oh great, the National Guard are coming in. Oh, we're all saved. And had a couple of moments of them being like, this is what happened, and then them getting taken out.
Yeah, or well, I thought you were more talking about the
way
film,
the plot
film
flows.
at large.
The way the plot flows as well. The film at large, it kind of does start to ramp up, but then it never really goes anywhere. There's no satisfying payoff.
Yeah, I feel like
you come out of this going, that's great, but I want to see something explode.
I feel like they were going for the Cameron formula that we love.
Yeah.
All your character development and plot development at the start, and then all your action and fun at the end. But it may as well go with in Aliens, because in Aliens you have the Marines get there and all the setup, and
there's a shitload of Marines, but you care about the Marines.
Well, that's because all the development is there in the start, but what they're doing is trying to figure out what happened in the compound.
Yeah.
They find Newt, there's one or two little bits of the aliens, and then it all starts to go wrong. Like, so there are some like action and or scary bits early on while we're getting the character and plot development. And that helps. And
it's hinting at something great and more to come.
That builds towards your action doesn't come out of nowhere. In the end, it's because you've had these bits building towards it. Whereas in this, it's like you have all the attempted character development and stuff in the start, and then that action and plot development that you get in little bits throughout Alien is just to do with the Pred-Alien. And
Chat. We're going to call him Chat. They called him Chat. His name is Chat.
And the Predator.
He looks like a Chat.
Are doing their things. That the Chet is going around making more aliens, and the Predator is trying to hunt it down, and none of that is really interacting with the townsfolk, except in some ways where they're accidentally getting killed. So it's all on the outside. So that when the aliens break into the town and it is alien versus Predator versus people, that just
the people it
comes out of nowhere for them. It's like two plot lines colliding.
Yeah.
What the alien and the Predator are getting up to colliding with all the townspeople, and their like people stuff just collide. Whereas in Aliens, it's the Marines who have gone in there to figure it. It's all interwoven together better.
But I just find that there's a massive disconnect between this town, which seems to be quite a populous town. Like, they got a big high school, they got a hospital, they got a nuclear power plant. And you see the town as being quite largely populated. And then you get a line of traffic leaving.
Some noise in the background while the Predator
and then there's nobody there, and there's and then you get to see the few survivors that have made it to the town square at the end. But it just seems like they forgot about the people that live in the town.
Yeah, there's definitely a missed opportunity there, because if you think about I
think that's why I love the story. I'd have been happy with not even having the town involved at all, and just having the alien having it kind of from their perspective of you following the Chat doing their thing, or
even a much smaller town, or
No, I could have done entirely without any of the townsfolk storylines, or maybe one or two, and just had it follow more of the Predator.
Oh yeah, hunting. Absolutely.
I would have actually been really happy with that kind of a storyline. I think it would have followed on better from the second one.
Yeah.
Or from the first one, sorry. And just had it...
Well, have it crash somewhere more remote, and it's like...
and have, like, say,
a hunting party of 10 people.
You've already got the colonel there, and because I'd like him to stay, because I liked him, he was...
Yeah.
And Yutani's all over this shit, too. So you've already had all these mercenary teams on track to go there. So to have a mercenary team...
Do it a bit more Dog Soldiers-y.
Have a mercenary team redirect to the crash site and be hunting the predator that's hunting the thing. And leave the townsfolk out of it altogether, because they try...
Well, also that would give it more of a predator feel.
Yeah, because they're hunting this thing and they take it right the way back to
the original predator. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You could have it so there, and it's
because the townsfolk there is a total disconnect between the townsfolk storyline and the actual predator alien storyline.
Well, that was what I was starting to say a minute ago. Of like, if you think about, say, something like 30 Days a Night,
that's done so well.
The isolation. Our main character, it's a small enough town. We have a reason for there to not be a huge amount of people, but we go out of the town with the main characters to investigate something. And when we come back in, shit's already started to go down, and they've already killed a whole lot of people. And you get that because there's like some overturned cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's only a kind of handful of people left, and we start to see all those deaths from then on, and it kind of makes sense. In this...
But that beautiful pan over of them running and screaming and that. And you don't even get to see kind of that aspect of it. I know aliens are very much grabbing into the shadows, but...
But to further that point, so then in this, you have it where our characters go off to investigate something, and the predator ends up getting himself hurt, and when he's healing himself in a tree, you can see there's like lines of traffic leaving the town, but you can start to hear things in the background of like people screaming and some guns and stuff going off. And then the next time we see the cars, they're just all empty and nothing's ever really made of it.
You can see some blood and stuff like that.
When you see that, I think that's after, and that could also be from the soldiers, so it's not even really clear. Whereas if they were going to do something like that, they could have done, and this is a not good film at all, but that Wyvern film we watched on Amazon Prime,
that was done really well.
A similar thing happens in that, where everybody tries to flee the town, and you see the long line of cars, we see a couple of things happen, and then another character tries to go out later, and he comes along, and we see the same line of cars, but now those line of cars are all wrecked, and they're all turned over, and it's only a couple of seconds, but even that's done better. Just show us what happens to the majority of the townsfolk. Did they either escape, or did they get killed, or just not some background noises?
Yeah, no, there is, because I get when the predator's healing himself in the tree, you can hear all the shit going down. If he had been following the predator's storyline, he doesn't give a crap. He's like, well, I know who they are. No, but we
as an audience do, because we know there's a full town of people.
Yeah, but the predator just being completely nonchalant about it, because he's like, oh, whatever. More shit I have to eliminate.
Now, speaking of the predator's nonchalance, he is supposed to be like a cleaner predator. He's going in to get rid
I just love the idea that he's the guy who comes in afterwards and like he's their Krieger.
He's their cleanup guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets the blue dissolvey liquid from the ship, and he
would better payload for that be some sort of bullety grenade launchery type thing? Why can't you just fire that at the aliens?
And just dissolve them straight away. Yeah, I don't know. Does it only work on dead tissue?
Just in a spray bottle and be like, no, hit them with a newspaper and then spray them.
But yeah, so he takes his nuns, because it sometimes he uses just a drop or two, and other times he uses loads.
Like the whole thing.
And then he empties the whole thing into the swimming pool later on, and it dissolves all the water. But yeah, so he's going around dissolving evidence of the xenomorphs, and
blows up the ship.
Yeah, blows up the ship, dissolves the facehuggers, dissolves the bodies that the chestbursters have come out of, dissolves a couple of xenomorph bodies, dissolves a whole pool full of water with some xenomorphs and dead bodies in it, leaves a completely skinned guy hanging from a tree. So I can't let anybody know about the xenomorphs being here.
Gonna skin a guy and leave him from a tree.
Gonna skin a guy and leave him hanging up there. Bit weird.
just a bit. Like, and what did that poor guy do? He ran away.
But see, now, that, at first I was like, he's running away and he's chasing him, but if he's a cleaner guy who's supposed to stop any evidence, he just saw...
Yeah, he saw
him getting rid of it, so he wants to take out the witness. But then he leaves... Yeah. But then that...
No. Why don't you just dissolve him?
Yeah,
and he's still got his head and his spine attached, so it wasn't for that purpose.
Yeah,
either.
I mean, I know Predator likes to skin people. Predator got a Predator.
And
Monster got a monster.
Sprimmed him. He skinned him alive too, apparently, according to the sheriff.
No, he did not skin him alive. We see him get spiked.
No, but the sheriff, when he's saying, they found Ray, and he skinned him alive. That's when the sheriff's in the bar and the sheriff really needs a stiff drink, and then they get the call, and that's when he's like, I'm going to come with you. And the sheriff's like, you really shouldn't. And he's like, it's okay, I'll ride in the back.
Yeah.
But you need somebody with you, dude, because you are falling apart. And because that's it. The sheriff really pisses me off because they've got a missing hunter and son in the forest.
They find an arm in the sewers.
An arm in the sewers. Then they find out one of the deputies hasn't come back. And he's like, sweet, and she's really worried. The wife is. Yeah. And he's like just kind of brushing it under the rug. He's a shit sheriff.
He's not brushing it under the rug. He's trying to reassure. No, he knows something's wrong. He's just trying to reassure her when he's saying that.
Yeah, he just comes across as a bit useless, to be honest. And then they're like, we need to go get guns. And he's like, we'll be okay. And it's like, no, dude, you need guns.
I think they were going for out of his depth. Because somebody even says that. You're like, you're out of your depth. What are you going to do now? But it doesn't...
Yeah, apparently he freezes what he does.
Yeah, it just doesn't come across. And he's... again, I feel like I keep harking back to it, but 30 Days a Night. Eben is a guy who's out of his depth.
Oh, yeah.
But you believe him as being out of his depth, and you can see the panic in him. You can see he's like, I don't know how to deal with this shit. There's a whole bunch of murders going on.
Yeah, like what the fuck do I do?
Like, I'm tiny town sheriff. I don't deal with this shit. But you get that and you believe it. But this sheriff is just, it's like he finds an arm. He's got 2 missing people. One of his deputies gets killed, and
he calls in the National Guard.
A nuclear plant has a fire, and he calls in the National Guard and says, okay, so he calls in the National Guard and says evacuate the town. He does take action, but it's like, you should be a lot more panicked or seem a lot more freaked out. He just seems like he's just having a kind of stressful, annoying day. I also take issue with
the fact that they haven't fully evacuated that hospital yet.
That's what you take issue with in the hospital, yeah?
No, but like they're like evacuate everything, and the babies are still there. The babies are some of the first to go. They're easy to move.
Yeah.
Like, and if you
especially when it's I just thought it was a power plant. It's supposed to be a nuclear.
Yeah. Like, the newborns are all still there. Have you ever seen the newborn evacuation bib things? With the pockets on them? They literally just slot... They can carry, 8 newborns in an evacuation vest thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's really cool. Those. Look it up. It's for... And it's like, boom, 2 nurses can literally take a whole ward in one go, out and save.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are the babies still there? Also, that poor woman who's arriving to have the child, it's like, sweetheart, that's the worst place you should have gone. You could have gone.
Yep, that upset an awful lot of people.
The pregnant ladies.
The whole pregnant ladies.
It's really uncomfortable to watch.
It is. It absolutely is.
But I don't take issue with it because the whole point of chest bursters was to make men feel that uncomfortable.
Mm.
So it's only kind of fair that we are how many movies in and we got the moment that for women was the moment that men had. Because it is that weird. It is there's a very...
No, I totally get what you're saying.
The whole birthing some sort of alien thing.
Yeah. It's yeah.
And it being...
It's not pleasant to watch, but I don't think it's supposed to be. But I think a lot of people were like, oh no, that crossed the line. And I'm like, I don't know that I crossed the line.
And the thing is, everyone's like, oh yeah, it impregnated them. And it's like, yeah, it did, but not in the way you're thinking of, because I'm pretty sure the alien fetus xenomorph baby things just ate the baby. Because it's like they feed on them and that's where they are. They're in a nest like that.
Yeah, they're not being born out of the pregnant lady any more than a chest burster is being born out of a dude.
Yeah, and a lot of people took
no, it's an incubator.
Yeah.
It's an incubator. No,
it's just even freakier because...
I always just took
You've got the visual of the mound and the moving, and that is... kind of, I think, where they were going with it. That makes sense.
I always just took it as a case as for whatever reason a pregnant lady is a better incubator because
there's more space
and it's not just one chest burster.
Yeah, there's
it's putting a few chest bursters
nests, in. Yeah,
and that's one of the things that I actually do really like about this. And they got grief for it. They were like the Pralien, whatever you want to call it, Chet is skipping half the life cycle of the Xenomorph.
Yeah, it's
because there's no egg and no face hugger.
Yeah.
It's just going straight to chest burster, and that pissed off a lot of people. And the directors were like, well, actually, no, it's supposed to be a young queen. It's supposed to be a queen that hasn't reached full maturity that's inside the predator at the start. So Chet is as well as being a hybrid type thing, is also a young queen, and the director said that before they go into their big egg producing sac stage, they're able to skip that stage and just produce a few chest bursters just to kind of like help them out kind of thing.
And that makes sense.
Like, that makes sense.
If you look at anything like bees or ants or wasps or any sort of hive situation that has a queen, young queens leave the nest and have to start a new nest, and they do have to produce young in a way that removes a certain stage before, like, because they need, and that's what you see this thing doing, is it's making and gathering a little workforce to protect it.
It's trying to make a small workforce quickly to protect itself before it, because I assume...
And it's kind of burrowing into the town as well, because it's in the sewers, and it's starting to make that because it's found a ready food source.
A queen isn't going to want to go into a vulnerable state like having a giant egg-laying sac attached to her if she has no other aliens to protect her.
Tend to everything.
Yeah, it makes
which
sense
is exactly what ants and wasps and bees and things like that
it makes sense that a juvenile queen would be able to produce these very specific type of young in a very specific situation before moving on to the next stage in her life. That, I didn't have any problem with it. I thought that was actually a really cool thing.
All the creature design and everything that's gone into Chet, I really, really appreciated because you were saying it was supposed to be, it's kind of like 70-30 because it's not a direct it's not a hybrid of two species. It's just that it's taken on some of the characteristics.
It's being hosted in a new species. It's not cross-breeding with that other species.
When you look at the canon that existed before, which it pulled off of, which was that's how they take over and how they adapt to new climates and things like that. Because they took a lot of the stuff from like the books. Yeah, and
like the books and comics, when it gets to a xenomorph gets to a new planet, that's how the whole reason its adaptation phase. That's why it has that extra stage in its life cycle, so that when a chestburster is incubating in a new host, that's what acclimatizes it to that new planet or whatever. Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily take on a shitload of their characteristics, but it takes on some, and it takes on enough, and I think they get that across in this.
Yeah, it's more intelligent.
Yeah, visually and in its actions.
It's dominant, it's a little bit more strategic. We've seen queens be incredibly intelligent and strategic, and aliens themselves, the xenomorphs, even the mindless drones, do have a modicum of like self-preservation going on. You see them back off, you see them test the railguns in Aliens, if you've got that cut of it. But like they move back to protect the queen, and you've seen the queen as well just lose her shit and go for it.
But also with the queen, you see the queen be like in control of
she steps back and she's
in control it, whereas Jet is more, it's not a control of the queen, it's a more dominant, it's a power thing. Like you see Chet smack back a few of the other xenomorphs a couple of times.
When it slaps one of the baby ones.
Yeah.
And it like full on like pimp slaps it down.
Because I think it's about to go in for a kill.
And he doesn't want it to.
But Chet's like, no, I have other plans.
Yeah, and just... Also, whenever I just love how dramatic aliens are when they get slapped and they're screaming
and wriggling around the place and
squealing on the
spraying acid blood everywhere.
It's like when Sally Can't Dance gets slapped in Con Air and she's like, oh! It's so dramatic.
Sally Can't Dance doesn't have acid blood though.
No, she's acid tongue though. But it's that kind of like super dramatic, like they're really extra.
Yeah.
For no reason. It's just a little love tap, dude.
But yeah, no, I like that Chet is more dominant compared to the queen. It's a
straight up. They've taken on that predator kind of attribute.
And that was one of the other things that people gave out about, was that like the scene towards the end when the predator takes off the mask and is like getting ready for a mono.
Why do they always have
to take?
Xeno? We know what they look like. Why do they always have to take the mask off? Especially to show it, because that's how they got into this problem in the first place.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's just a thing. But people were pissed off because they were like, the aliens don't have honor. They're animals. They just attack him while he's standing there taking off his mask. And
But anything that's a predator with intelligence is going to observe to see what the fuck you're doing. Because you might have just exposed a massive weak spot, which it did. And
also it still has remnants of the predator behaviour that we've already seen, because I can't remember exactly when, but there's a bit where characters come into a room and they see there's a dead body on the floor, and you see a spine get ripped out of the back with a head, and you're like, oh shit, is that the predator? Oh no, it's the alien. It's Chet.
Yeah, so it's still got some of those bits.
And they did want to have it actually skin some predators.
Nah,
so
that would
have been a bit too far. But that the skull and the spine getting ripped out is just enough to show, they still retain some predator behaviours, but it's mostly a xenomorph.
Yeah, it has adapted to some of them, and like his little like face
his little mandibles
aren't as big, which I like. I would have liked if the second generation had maybe a more reduced one.
Yeah.
Where it's like still more reverting back to xenomorphs as we know them because they were bred out of humans.
Yeah. The dreads.
I love the dreads.
But they don't even look. They don't look like
they're
dreads.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah, they look like they're hard, and they kind of join onto from the head part to the back part of the like carapace of a xenomorph.
Yeah, it's like
but they still have that dready look to them.
It's like a crest on the back of like some weird bird or something like that. The way they're coming down. No, I really like that.
Yeah, no, the creature design in this is
great.
And
he's bulkier too, where she's kind of like that. A bit bulkier.
Yeah, because
not as have that weird long gangly look like they could be snapped.
They have a big head, but they have a real quadrupedal body type.
And it is that
it's
very
all
long,
fours and it's long and
elongated.
Yeah, whereas Chet, because we're not calling it the
no, it's Chet.
Whereas Chet is
a bit bulkier
and is bipedal.
Yeah,
walks around and has big handy things when she grabs
Truckosaurus.
Well, yeah, when she grabs
there's somewhere in between the really
long
spindly alien hands,
but also still
has a bit
functional.
More of the meaty.
Yeah,
like it's a nice mix between. It's like not as full bulk as the Predator, but it's an in-between kind of.
Predator looks great too.
Predator's all in proportion, which is nice.
Yeah, it doesn't have the still has the big head, but doesn't
not
have the
as bobbly
head.
Yeah, not as bobbly headed. But also, it's the same creature shop and creature actors.
Yes, it's Tom Woodruff Jr. in his like 4th or 5th time inside an alien suit.
Yeah, but he does Alien so good.
Oh yeah.
And Predator was, I think, the same guy, and he's 7'1", so he's a very big frame, which works better. Don't try and put a big helmet on them. Just get a huge guy.
Yeah.
Just get a massive bloke instead of trying to bulk out somebody, because I think that's where
Prey looks the best. I still think
Prey. He's fully in proportion. He looks incredible. Because some of them they ended up looking like those novelty bobbleheads you used to get with the oversized heads. Why are his shoulder cannons so useless though? When he's got the two of them by the chokehold, and I was expecting him just to snap necks.
So was I.
Not gonna lie, I was fully expecting neck snapping because he was supposed to be this like super awesome, and he's already taken out like a whole load of alien before that, and he's the ultimate killer dude. But his cannon just seemed to take so long.
Yeah, it's...
Also, I thought he would have thrown more of them through the laser things that he was using to block off the tunnel.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see those.
51 precise cubes.
Exactly 51 cubes.
Wrong direction.
Colin Salmon wasn't inside one of the alien suits. If he was.
But he had them set up to corral them in, and I was like, well, you've gotten one by the tail, and you threw it into the wall next to it. Throw it through it.
That is a very fun fight scene.
It's very dark though.
But only depending on what you watch it on. Because we watched it on the laptop. And the whole time we watched this film on the laptop, we were like, why are people complaining about the darkness? It's not that dark. And either just the laptop is brighter and formatted better for this film, because then we watched it on the projector and we were like, what the fuck is going on in this scene? I watched it yesterday and I can't make out any of this.
Also, why didn't he shoot Chet through the hole in the...
There's a lot of that where it's like...
You could have escaped, or you could have taken the shot.
Chet could have killed him, or I think they called the Predator Wolf, was what the nickname they gave for this Predator. Where Wolf could have killed Chet, or Chet could have killed Wolf.
Yeah. Because you've got Grid and Scar from like the last one, which they were
the two main ones. Yeah, Scar's the one who survives.
And I think Grid, the guy who played Grid, is the main Predator in this. I've absolutely completely forgotten his name. I'm going to just go look at it.
Tom Woodruff Jr.
No, the Predator.
No, Grid was the name of the alien in AVP. He's the one who got
the acid net.
The acid net. Yeah, that's Grid.
That is Grid.
And that's Tom Woodruff Jr. And whereas I think it was Brian Steele was the Predator in AVP.
No, it's not Brian Steele.
But it's not Brian Steele in this. I can't remember the name of the guy.
I know, that's why I'm going to check it out.
But I mean, kind of obvious that in an AVP film, the strengths would be in the alien and the Predator stuff. But yeah, the character stuff at the start.
No, honestly, I could have done with just majority following the Predator, because I think that was a more interesting storyline within the film.
Yeah, well, actually, just kind of realising now, basically what you want, and what I want too, is Prey, but modern day and with aliens.
Yeah, because you could have still
that would have been a far better film.
Especially would have made more sense with Yutani at the end if you had one of her mercenary teams being like, because they've been tracking everything, going, oh, it's come down, and them scrambling and coming in under the guise.
Yeah, because it's just the government handing over alien technology to a private
but if you
had
a mercenary team coming in and trying to get it before the National Guard get it or whoever. Say more along the lines of like the Riddick story where they've got the two mercenary teams trying to catch him.
Yeah, if you had a couple of competing mercenary teams
just all getting taken out, or one team come across another team being decimated.
A couple of mercenary teams that are going to try and get to the crash site, and the crash site happens to land near like a farmstead, so you have a family of civilian
ranch or something like that.
You have a family or a couple of normal civilian people who are just
Ian White is the predator.
Yeah. So you have a family of civilians who are stuck in amongst it. You have the Chet and Wolf still running around doing what they did in this movie.
Yeah.
And you have a whole bunch of mercenaries trying to track them / getting killed by them.
Yeah.
And the family just trying to survive. Yeah, that would have been a lot better.
Because the town storyline really does take away from it. Because
there's too many people.
Yeah, and you really don't care about any of them. And there's a bit where they're walking because you've got Army Mom and the kid with her fucking Chekhov's
night vision goggles.
Yeah, that fucking
that you really
think
would be useful to spot these creatures that move in the dark.
The thing that annoyed me the most about that whole scene with the glass patio door is that for me as a child, our back door in our kitchen was glass.
Yeah.
And it used to scare the shit out of me. At night because you couldn't see through it.
Oh yeah.
And that scene really was like, oh god, there's that childhood fear I'd forgotten about. Oh great, I'm gonna have to get curtains everywhere now.
But that's a good thing because it made you scared.
It did make me scared, but I think they missed an opportunity. We were talking about this, to use the night vision goggles to look out and to have them go, because he gets taken out. He's like, oh no, sweetie, look, there's nothing out there. And she goes, no, here. Or if she had given him the night vision goggles and he looked out and just saw an alien like jumping at him. But they never get used.
Yeah, I want to see an alien. I want to see an alien through night vision goggles.
But then there's a bit later on when they're walking through the hospital and they come in through the morgue. Why they break into the morgue, I don't know.
I think it's because there's shit's gone down at the front of the hospital.
Shit's gone down everywhere.
Yeah, but they still need to get to the helicopter on top of the hospital.
Roof, yeah. They go in through the morgue and she's covering the kids' eyes when they're going past all the bodies that have been like autopsied.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, she's about to walk out into something way worse and she's already passed a whole load of like people presumably who've been ripped apart and stuff, so they made their way through the town.
Oh, she's seen
that child is traumatized.
Yeah, she has seen much
sanitized death. She could actually probably do with seeing.
Well, also
this is how we actually treat, this isn't too bad. Like, they were sewn up because there's people out there that are ripped apart.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, oh no, don't look at the person who's like been sutured back together. It's fine.
And she's about to see somebody get pinned to a wall in about 2 minutes.
Oh, she's also about to see like a whole load of like ladies
burst open.
Yeah. And all like made up into that goo, cocoony shit.
Yeah. But okay,
Who makes that?
I think it's the aliens. I think the aliens just
secrete it like the way, or use it the way like wasps and stuff make nests out of paper.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh my god, could you imagine if an alien hooked up with Tooms from X-Files?
Do you want to?
No.
Stretchy xenomorphs that can get in anywhere.
That was an untapped childhood toy.
A stretchy xenomorph.
Yeah, like Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. But the whole town getting nuked at the end is fun. I like that.
That's a little bit extreme. There's already a nuclear power plant there. Why are they dropping another nuke on top of it?
Alien infestation.
Yeah, but they dropped like a 10 kiloton. They dropped something.
Alien infestation.
They dropped something that was bigger than they dropped on Nagasaki on it.
Alien infestation. That's all I'm gonna keep saying.
No, but remember I went and looked up what the survival, like what the immediate kill zone was.
Oh, it's drastically underestimated, and like. The colonel looks at the little map of like what the yield will be. No, the destruction's going to be way bigger than what it shows on his little map.
How are they going to explain away that in Colorado?
Well, they might not be able to use my excuse of alien infestation.
No, but convenient nuclear power plant.
Yeah, and town having already been evacuated and National Guard having already been called in.
Yeah, 3 Mile Island.
It's probably what they're going to go for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we've done an awful lot of shitting on this film.
No,
and I mean I like parts of it, but I don't.
The bits of it that I really like are the alien, the predator, and that whole side of things. I literally would just skip through anything that's just got people talking in it, just skip through it. You don't care. You just want to see them do this. The alien in the swimming pool, love that.
Yeah, everybody relentlessly getting it.
Love that.
Yeah, like
that's all
no
fantastic.
Holds barred, everybody dies. I love it.
But I think they just tried to make it a bit more kind of people focused, but you don't give a shit. I also understand they're trying to move away from, you know, if they'd just followed the mom and daughter, that's Newton Ripley. If they had just picked one of them...
Well, they kind of wanted her to be the Newton Ripley of it.
But it's just never developed that much. I think if they just kind of shaved out most of the town stuff and just had, say, like, the military or... Because if your man, the colonel, I want to know what his story is. He was fun. If they had just had him in the background or something from the start, like, controlling, like, in Dog Soldiers,
because you can... Yeah, you do things like, well, how did
and being like, hang on, we'll see if this guy... Let him take care of it and then we'll go in and clean up after him.
Yeah, there's just too much going on in the town at the start. But none of it's developed enough for you to care about all of those characters that are there.
You just kind of give a shit about, you do want to see the Predator win at the end of it. You want to see that big brawl between like the Predator and this new species. That's what you want to see from this. That was the whole draw of it. And the stuff with the town is just completely unnecessary. So yeah, just fast forward through anything that's just that's in daylight.
Yeah, I'd like...
And not in a forest.
We don't...
Or a sewer.
That's kind of one of the things that I'm very stringent about on this podcast is that, like, I don't want to be... Like, we cover an awful lot of shit films. I know that.
Yeah.
But I love those shit films. And I don't want to be one of those podcasts that's like, oh, let's shit on the obviously shit films. Let's take cheap shots. Every film we've done...
The fun parts of AVPR are everything not involving humans.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they're dying.
That's what we're getting at. Like, every other film... Even when there's been bad in it, I've still loved them. And even when they've had a lot more bad than I've realised initially when we start to talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah, there's actually a lot more they don't like. I still, at the end of the day, and at the end of the podcast, say, I recommend that you go and rewatch this.
Because I will inevitably rewatch it myself.
I don't know if I can for this one. I enjoyed watching it, but there's just... The first half of that film is a slog. And the second half of the film, I don't think makes up enough for it. Like, if you're a big Alien versus Predator, a big Alien fan, a big Predator fan, it will fill the gap.
Yeah.
It's the McDonald's of the AVP franchise. It'll fill you up.
You're going to be hungry in half an hour.
But you're going to be hungry in a half an hour for more.
Yeah. It never quite blows its load.
No, and now I'd still watch this quicker than I would put on Prometheus or Alien Covenant.
Because, again, you just put it on, you're like, I want to watch some things get destroyed. Zip through about 15-20 minutes of it just on fast forward that you don't need to watch, and then you just watch them from the moment they come out of that sewer and Chet fucking punches their way out into the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Seriously, dude just punched his way through the sewer,
but
and takes off, and they go off, and from there on, it's hilarious fun. Just
it's still an Alien film. It's still a Predator film. Like Prometheus isn't an Alien film. Ridley Scott can fuck off. Prometheus isn't an Alien film. Alien Covenant is an Alien film.
Speaking of Prometheus, Ian White was the last engineer.
Yes,
the Predator. In this. Yeah.
Alien Covenant is at least an Alien film. Like, there's all the wank with David and the black goo, but at least we get actual aliens and we get actual horror and we get actual people getting ripped apart. Plenty of that in this as well. But yeah, I'd put this on before I'd put on either two. But I still, there's other Alien films and there's another AVP film I'd watch before this one too.
You haven't seen it. It's kind of worth watching for Chet and the way that that's done.
Yeah,
that part of things is fun if you like the way the aliens interact and that, and you want to see a Predator showdown. If you know,
if you like AVP, if you like AVP and you want more of it, definitely do watch it, and definitely watch it before fucking Prometheus. But yeah, it's not. I think it's not as strong as I remembered it being.
No, I just remember everybody getting it.
Everybody getting it, I really like.
Everybody gets it, which is fine, because you don't really care about any of it.
All the stuff around Chet and how she reproduces, I don't have a problem with, and I actually quite like it.
I like all their interaction. I like the way there's a couple of nods to Jurassic Park in it with like the way that they're sniping at each other. They act like the pack of raptors do, especially in the kitchen when she comes in.
Nods.
Yeah.
We get to the chopper.
We do get to the chopper.
We don't get it. That's one ugly motherfucker.
No.
Oof. And we don't get it. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
So.
And this is Alien AVP was very much the alien side of things.
Oh yeah, aliens were the winners.
Aliens
were stronger.
But Paul W. S. Anderson was a huge fan of the Alien films, whereas this one...
And favoured them.
Whereas this favours the Predator as well, which is why I'm kind of annoyed that we don't get to follow him a bit more.
Yeah, no.
Because I do think AVP, like, while the humans are there, the humans aren't the focal point.
Well, they're more of, or maybe they're a better focal point than this.
They're stuck more in the crossfire.
Yeah.
Where in this, you want them in the crossfire, and they're not there.
In this they're not really in the crossfire. In this, the townsfolk are just dealing with an alien attack.
Yeah,
and there's a predator there. There's a predator there to do things.
Yeah.
Whereas in AVP, they are absolutely caught in the crossfire between the two. Yeah, no, you're right there. Yeah, no, it's.
It couldn't decide what I wanted it to be. It could. I think that's what's wrong with this is if it had just been like in the town and followed a core group and you didn't get to see any of what was going on. Or not as much of what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was that confusion and everything that they're feeling. That would have translated better. Or if it had been, like it is in the second half, kind of more removed from the townspeople. But it had been like that the whole time of watching this go down from the outside.
Yeah.
But it flip-flops through
It's a very cool idea to have the Xenomorph on Earth taking out just normal people in a town set modern day situation. But yeah, you need to be that bit more careful with it. Otherwise, you have us saying things like, "Oh, what the fuck happened to the rest of the townsfolk? And if they are all dead, why didn't we get to see it?"
Yeah. Or why isn't there like a whole house? You would have assumed at this point that the Queen, she would have set up somewhere, and they'd be like laying eggs and stuff at this point.
Yeah, either every townsperson should be dead and lying around the streets,
or you should have them all glued into walls or something.
Yeah, because we only see a very little bit of people being glued into walls.
Yeah.
And none of them in the atypical glued into a wall and then wake up and have a chest burster come out of them. So yeah, no, definitely not the strongest in the franchise. As we said, still worth the watch if you want that AVP hit.
Yeah.
Go for it, but be aware it is that bit more like McDonald's and you'll probably want to watch something else, Alien or Predator or AVP related afterwards.
No, that's why I said it is a bit too towersy. If we'd gotten maybe the third one, it would have satisfied. You know, this as like the bridging one.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made it better.
Because think about it.
Standalone,
if you sit down and watch The Fellowship and then just watch The Two Towers and leave it there, you're like, what the fuck?
I don't like that you keep comparing this film to The Two Towers, because Two Towers is a good film. I get what you're saying, but it's a good film.
But it's a sloggy film. It does slow down. It does slow down immensely.
The pace isn't as good compared
and that's
to
I think this as well. It's a bit of a pacing thing. Like there's never like a bang and then like a big bang and then some bits and then another big thing and then some bits. And even in this, there's not all the character development and then a build up and a big satisfying payoff at the end. There's no really satisfying payoff in this.
All of it. Well, all the Predator stuff is a bit of a moot point anyway, because they nuke the town and the Predator dies in the nuke.
Yeah.
So even if they hadn't sent the Predator down, and as I said, the townsfolk are just trying to avoid the aliens. Very few of them even know the Predator's actually there, or what it's doing, that it's there. The military certainly don't know it's there. So if the Predator never arrived, Chet would have gone around the town and destroyed a whole load of people. And the Predator only attacks and is fighting Chet and just about to defeat him just before the nuke goes off. So Wolf made no difference.
Yeah, Wolf made absolutely no difference to the storyline whatsoever.
Yeah, like to the plot and to the ending, Wolf made no difference because there's an alien attack and the military nuke it.
Yeah, that's what I said. The whole focus of the plot is skewed. If the whole focus on the plot had been from Wolf's perspective, it would have worked.
Wolf only stops Chet at the very end, and there's still a whole load of aliens running around.
Yeah,
it's only the nuke that stops it.
And it would have been funny if he had seen the nuke. You know the way they have their lovely like auto destruct, like we saw in AVP, where they were like in the pyramids getting swarmed.
Yeah,
and they're going fuck this, ba-boom. That would have been his fuck this, ba-boom. And it would have been funny to see the town blow up just before the nuke nukes it.
Yeah, that would have been funny. It would have been cruel if there was an actual airlift and then the Predator nuked the town. But yeah, if you see the townsfolk looking up at the nuke going, oh shit, and then get wiped out by a different nuclear blast, that would have been fucking funny. And it would have made Chet would have made a difference. Chet would have made a difference. Wolf would have made a difference by killing Chet and then nuking all the aliens. So, sorry listeners. I went into this being like, oh yeah, this is really good. I'm going to love this. And I still did enjoy it, but I don't know that I can recommend it.
No,
but next week we know what we're doing next week, and it's definitely going to get recommended. Yeah. We're not going to tell you, but it's definitely going to come with a recommendation.
Yeah, no, this throw it on if you're like not really in the mood for, you know, if you're doing something. You're like, oh, I'll do the ironing, I'll fuck this on.
Do your ironing for the first 45 minutes.
When you're not really paying attention, and then kind of perk up for the end bit.
Yeah. Cook your dinner and prep your dinner while you're first 45 minutes and sit down and eat it for the last half hour.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a recommendation. You came away with some recommendation.
No, I said I love the alien part of this. I love the predator part of this. I love all the creature design in this.
There is parts to like. Yeah. There is parts to like.
It's just I couldn't give a shit about any of the humans in it.
No. Nah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's about everything for AVP Requiem. Yeah. Everybody gets it. You don't care about the people who get it, but the AVP stuff is fun.
Yeah.
We will be back next week with a film that's definitely going to come much higher recommended. But thanks for joining us this week, guys. As ever, if you want, you can head back and listen to our previous episodes or our other podcast, MonoRants the Boys. Or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at MonoRants_the_boys. Or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll chat to you all next week. Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are MonoRants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Jesse from Sudden But Inevitable and Open Pike Night.
This is Sci-Fi.